30 seconds to landing. You can't see the ground, your night vision goggles paint the world in shades of green, but right now all you see is dust. A brownout so thick you're flying blind. The rotor wash is kicking up everything. Sand, dirt, debris, a wall of nothing between you and the earth. Somewhere below you is a compound full of people who want to kill everyone on this helicopter. Somewhere behind you, 8 Delta operators are checking their weapons for the last time. You can hear them racking slides, tightening straps, the sounds of men preparing to do violence. Your co-pilot calls altitude, 50 feet, 40, 30, you're descending into nothing. Trusting your instruments, trusting your training, trusting that the ground is where it's supposed to be, trusting that in the next few seconds you won't slam into something you never saw coming. 15 feet, 10, the wheels touch dirt you never saw coming. The impact jolts through the airframe. You're down. Go, go, go. The doors fly open. The shooters pour out into the brown cloud. You hear boots hitting ground, equipment rattling, then the first gunshot. Gunfire erupts before the last man is off the bird. Not outgoing, incoming. You hear the ping of rounds hitting metal. Your helicopter, your bird. They're shooting at you. A round punches through the fuselage, 3 feet from your head. Another hits the windscreen and spiderwebs the glass. Your crew chief opens up with the minigun. The sound is ungodly. 4,000 rounds a minute pouring into the darkness. 30 seconds on the ground. That's the rule. You have 30 seconds to wait for the team to clear. Then you're lifting off whether they're done or not, because a helicopter on the ground is a target. And targets die. You count, 10 seconds, 15. The gunfire is constant now. Muzzle flashes all around the compound, 20 seconds. Someone is screaming on the radio. You can't make out the words. 22 seconds. Exfil, exfil, exfil. The operators pile back in. They're dragging something heavy. A body? A prisoner? You don't ask. You don't look. You have one job now. You pull pitch and climb into the black sky. Rounds chase you into the dark. Tracers streak past the cockpit like angry fireflies. Your crew chief is still firing, suppressing until you're out of range. Then silence. Just the rotor noise. Just the engine. Just your own breathing. 45 minutes later, you land at a base that doesn't exist. The maps say there's nothing here. The maps are wrong. You drop off passengers who won't be named. They disappear into a hangar without a word. The body bag goes somewhere else. You don't ask where. You walk to the chow hall. The sun is starting to come up. Scrambled eggs and coffee. It's 4 a.m. Just another Tuesday. You're flying helicopters for the regular army, transporting supplies, moving troops to training exercises, ferrying officers who want to feel important. You're good. Really good. Top of your flight school class, commendations from every commander you've served under, thousands of flight hours. But the missions are boring. You're a sports car stuck in a school zone, a racehorse pulling a milk cart. You spend most of your time waiting. Waiting for clearance, waiting for passengers, waiting for something to happen that never does. Then you hear the rumors, whispers in the officers' club, stories from pilots who know someone. A unit that does the real missions, the ones that don't make the news, the ones where pilots don't come back. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Night Stalkers, based at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, but never actually there, always deployed, always somewhere they can't talk about. They fly for the units that don't exist, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6. The activity, the CIA's Special Operations Group. When the president needs something done quietly, these are the helicopters that make it happen. Their official motto, death waits in the dark. The washout rate is legendary. Most pilots who try don't make it. The ones who do are never the same. You tell yourself you're not interested. You have a good career, a stable path. You're lying. A recruiter approaches you. Casual, like he just happened to be there. You know better. Seen your flight hours. Impressive. Your instrument ratings. Your evaluations. The pitch isn't glamorous. No promises of glory or adventure. We fly the hardest missions in the hardest conditions for the hardest men in the world. We fly at night because that's when the work gets done. We fly into places no one else will go because someone has to. Most pilots who apply wash out. Can't handle the selection. Can't handle the training. Can't handle the missions. The ones who don't wash out are never the same. This isn't a job, it's a life. It takes everything you have and asks for more. He slides a card across the table. No name. No unit designation. Just a phone number. Call if you're interested. Don't call if you're not sure. You put the card in your pocket. You tell yourself you'll think about it. You call the next day. Green Platoon. The selection course for 160th pilots. 5 weeks that will break everything you think you know about yourself. You show up expecting to fly. You're a pilot. That's what you do. You're not flying. Not yet. First they're going to break you. Week 1 and 2. Physical destruction. Ruck marches. 12 miles with 50 pounds on your back. Then 15 miles, then 20. Runs. Not morning jogs. Time distance runs that leave you vomiting on the side of the road. Swims. The pool becomes your enemy. Treading water with weights. Swimming until your arms feel like they're going to fall off. Obstacle courses. Over. Under. Through. Again. Faster. Again. You're a pilot. You sit in a cockpit. Nobody told you about this. The instructors don't yell. They don't scream. They just watch, taking notes, always taking notes on their little clipboards. They're not measuring your performance against a standard. They're measuring you against yourself. Can you keep going when everything in your body says stop? Guys quit every day. Just stand up during a ruck march and say I'm done. Nobody argues. Nobody tries to talk them out of it. They just walk away and the rest of you keep moving. You think about quitting. Everyone thinks about quitting. The guys who say they never thought about it are lying. Week 3, sleep deprivation. Missions at 2 a.m. Briefs at 4 a.m. Planning sessions at 6 a.m. Execution at 8 a.m. You sleep in 45-minute windows, if you're lucky. Sometimes you don't sleep at all. Everything is evaluated. Not just your flying, your judgment when exhausted, your decision-making when your brain is running on fumes, your temperament when nothing makes sense and everything hurts. They put you in scenarios. A crew chief is injured, an engine is failing, you're disoriented, you haven't slept in 30 hours. What do you do? The wrong answer isn't crashing. The wrong answer is hesitating. The wrong answer is not knowing what to do. They're not looking for night vision goggles strapped to your helmet, total darkness, no lights on the ground, no lights on the aircraft, just the green glow of the goggles and the instruments. Terrain following at 100 feet, mountains rising on either side, trees flashing past so close you could touch them. Your regular army training taught you to fly safe, stay high, maintain separation, follow the rules. The night stalkers throw the rules away. You fly low because radar can't see you there. You fly fast because speed is safety. You fly at night because darkness is your friend. The instructors throw emergencies at you. Engine failures, hydraulic failures, electrical failures, wounded crew chiefs, hostile fire. You solve each problem while flying through mountains in the dark at 150 knots. One mistake, one moment of hesitation, one wrong decision, and you're done. The selection rate is about 30%. 7 out of 10 don't make it. Washed out or quit. There's no ceremony when you pass. No graduation. Just a handshake from an instructor. Welcome to the 160th. Now the real training begins. You're not a night stalker yet. You've just earned the right to try to become one. Basic mission qualification. 6 months of training that makes Green Platoon look like summer camp. You thought selection was hard. Selection was the warm-up. The appetizer. The test to see if you could handle the test. Now you learn to fly like no one else on Earth. The aircraft. MH-60 Blackhawk. The workhorse of special operations aviation. Fast insertions. Fast extractions. Modified with weapons and sensors the regular army has never seen. MH-47 Chinook. The heavy lifter. When you need to move more shooters, more gear, more everything. Can land in places the Black Hawk can't reach. MH6 Little Bird. The sports car. Small. Fast. Maneuverable. Operators ride on the outside on benches mounted to the fuselage. Like riding a motorcycle into combat. AS-6 Little Bird. The gunship version, when you need to bring the violence yourself. Each aircraft has Night Stalker modifications. Classified upgrades that took decades to develop. Things you can't talk about. Things that don't officially exist. The flying. Terrain flight, 50 feet off the ground, in the dark, through mountains and valleys and forests. Your radar altimeter screams warnings. 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet. You ignore them. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You learn to read the terrain through your goggles. That dark patch is a lake. That shadow is a ridge. That flicker is a power line that will kill you if you hit it. NVG approaches. Land on a target you've never seen, in a country you've never been to, at night without lights, while people might be shooting at you. You get satellite photos, overhead imagery, coordinates. You study them until you can see the landing zone in your sleep. Then you go find it in the dark, formation flying, 4 helicopters, 50 feet apart in total darkness, using only goggles and instrument scans. The lead aircraft doesn't use lights. You follow his shadow, his silhouette against the stars. If he turns, you turn. If he climbs, you climb. If he flies into a mountain, you better not follow him. The integration. You train with the operators, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, the men you'll be flying into combat. They're different from regular soldiers, quieter, more professional. They don't talk about what they do. They just do it. You learn their language, their tactics, their hand signals. You learn what they need from a pilot and you become the pilot who can give it to them. You're not a taxi driver. You're not just transportation. You're part of the team. When they trust you, they tell you their plans. They include you in the briefings. They ask your opinion on approaches and timing. When they don't trust you, they tell you nothing. Just coordinates and times. Fly here, wait here, fly there. You earn their trust by being good, by never being the weak link, by never being the reason a mission fails. The final check ride, a full mission profile, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Infiltration through hostile territory, landing on an unscouted LZ, waiting while the team conducts an operation, extracting under fire, medical emergency on board, navigation failure, weather closing in. You handle it all. Not perfectly, nobody's perfect, but well enough. The instructor shakes your hand. You're a Night Stalker now. For real this time. Afghanistan. Or Iraq. Or somewhere they won't tell you until you're in the air. You're assigned to a company. Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie. Experienced pilots. Experienced crews. Men who've been doing this for years. You're the new guy. Again, you have a lot to prove. The tempo is relentless. You fly almost every night. Insertions, extractions, resupply, personnel recovery. Most missions are what they call routine. Fly to a point, drop off operators or pick them up, fly home. But no mission is really routine. Every time you cross into hostile territory, someone might be waiting. Every landing zone might be an ambush. Every flight might be your last. You learn to live with that. The constant awareness. The never quite relaxing. Your first hot mission comes 3 weeks in. The briefing happens at midnight. Maps on the wall. Satellite imagery. Intelligence reports. A high-value target. Bomb maker. Responsible for IEDs that have killed dozens of American soldiers. He's been hiding in a compound in a village that Intel has been watching for months. Delta shooters in the back. 12 of them. Calm. Professional. They've done this hundreds of times. Intelligence says light resistance. Maybe 6 to 8 enemy fighters. The target doesn't have a large security detail. He relies on secrecy, not firepower. Should be quick. In and out. 20 minutes on the ground, max. Intelligence is wrong. Intelligence is almost always wrong about something. You descend toward the compound. Through your goggles, you can see the buildings, the walls, the vehicles. Then you see the muzzle flashes. Not 6 fighters. Not 8. Dozens. They knew you were coming. Or they got lucky. Either way, you're flying into a hornet's nest. Your crew chief opens up before you finished your approach. The minigun screams. Brass casings pour onto the cabin floor. 30 seconds. The operators are stacked at the doors. They don't flinch. They've done this before. 20 seconds. More muzzle flashes. More rounds hitting your aircraft. You hear impacts. Feel impacts. The helicopter shudders. 10 seconds. You